So my screen's broken, as you can see, or you just think it's smudged, but it's broken. So this is what we got to deal with. But I needed to make this video. Um, so these same people with screaming fucking kids are the same people that have these dogs that fucking endlessly bark, whether they're by themselves, whether they're out for a walk, no matter what, these dogs, they just fucking bark. Now, them being a product of inbreeding, all dogs are a product of inbreeding. That's why they look the way that they do. They've been inbred. That's why they're not wolves and coyotes. Um, but these same assholes with these forever barking dogs. Barking is a learned behavior. It's a learned behavior. It can be unlearned. It can be uh, taught and replaced with something else. Now, it's the same thing with a child. A lot of children are loud and obnoxious, and they run around screaming and everything. It's like they got ADHD or something, and it's hard to deal with. A lot of people have a hard time dealing with that, and they put the fucking kid on medication or something rather than putting the dedication and time into molding this child, you know, and it's only beneficial in the end because then you're able to spend time the rest of your life or the rest of its life if it's an animal with this properly molded being that is not just loud and obnoxious and can't stay focused and doesn't pay attention well. But everybody's got a fucking dog now. It's like these people that have kids now. With kids, a lot of people use school or a babysitter or friends' parents, friends of the child, their parents, um, to help mold their child because they either don't have the time or they're not capable themselves. This is where child therapists come into play because the parents aren't able to do whatever it is, which I don't really understand. You should be prepared to put time and effort into molding something if you're going to get one. So if you're going to get an animal, you know, people put a lot of fucking thought into that, a lot of preparation. But for some reason, people don't do the same when it comes to kids. But you can unteach running around in circles and screaming um, at the top of your lungs. You can reteach barking for no reason, and it completely changes the thing doing it, whether it's the dog or the child. Completely changes them when they're no longer so impulsive and loud and everything. When they're finally quiet and they can stop and analyze things more and take things in more, um, it's life changing. It'll fulfill them really. I mean, a dog that runs around barking all the time, maybe it's having fun in the moment, but when they're unable to do that, it's very fucking frustrating for them. But if they're not accustomed to being so fast and so loud and all that, then it's much easier for them to, when they're not able to be loud, you know, because they're used to not being. So it's easy for them to not be. But they could still do it when they choose to, but they have control over it. Now, a child that runs around screaming obnoxious all the time, they probably don't have control over it. So when they're made to not be able to be all hyper and everything, they have a very difficult time. Like they get very frustrated. Sometimes they'll throw a tantrum or they'll spit or yell or get angry or whatever when they're told that they can't be all, you know, all crazy. So they have a difficult time not being crazy. But if they're able to not be crazy and they're able to choose to be crazy or not, then it's very easy for them when they're not able to be. They don't have to like be restrained and shit. So basically, I mean, if you're gonna get something that you're gonna have to mold, you should fucking be fully prepared to. You don't just get things. You don't just get a living thing, and if you can't handle it, you just let it. Oh well, that's just kids. That's just kids being kids. Oh, that's just dogs. That's the way the dogs are. Well, no, it's not. It's the way that you allow it to be, and it's the way that you didn't teach it to not be. So that's on you.